and welcome along and welcome back to the Old Farm Countryside for our Start From Scratch series. We're down at the shop today because we're going to start expanding our field. So I'm heading down here. We're going to hire a bit of kit. We need a plough, but I need a plough that is going to do things fairly quickly. So if looking at this, our ploughs are either small at 2.5 meters or require a lot of power, sort of at 300, 360 horsepower, except for these two. Now, we've been using these two a fair amount on the various series we've got at the moment. 245 horsepower and 180. We have 195 horsepower on this. Our Lamborghini has 150, so it's got to be the smaller of these two. They're actually the same price for different widths. So we're going to customize this one. We are then going to lease it. So the standard design, design 2, yeah, it's not much difference between the various bits. So we're going to go in the red, which is actually what we have on our Felsbrunn series as well. But we're going to lease it here because it's only £100 a day to lease it. So lease that and take us back. And then that's perfect. So that is actually spawned right beside our tractor, which is brilliant. So we've got our Fent here, which is quite nice. Now I am kind of considering changing the colour on this Fent. We own this, so let us know in the comments. Do you think we should change the colour of the Fent here? I'm in two minds. Black does not always show up that well in my thumbnails. And I'm just wondering whether we should go for maybe an aquamarine or something like that on this tractor. Would be pretty good. But yeah, let's get this down to the field and then we can mark out exactly where we're going to expand our fields to. Back to our farm, and you can see field 33 here is the one we're going to start on. I'm going to pull across over here. And we basically want to take this from this corner here, avoiding this tree a little bit, but we're going to expand it up towards our roadway anyway. So like this. So I'm going to put it in the ground, and you'll see on the field where it can work at the moment, and then where we are where it can't. So I am going to hopefully activate. Yeah, there we go. Create field, which works like that, and then we're going to bring this down and round here. So we're going to mark out the edge first of where our expanded field is going to be, and we're going to expand fairly far down. We're going to expand down towards our farmyard here, and we're probably going to, I think, yeah, I don't want to incorporate that tree in, so we're going to bring it down here. We're going to bring it round here, and while this then does actually bring the tree in a little bit, we're going to sort of slowly work our way out. So it's going to be a slightly weird shape, but this tree then isn't in our field. And I actually quite like slightly weird shaped fields. So that then acts as our boundary there. And you can see actually we've got the marked out field here where the existing field is. So we're going to follow that roughly, but we are going to go out here slightly. And what we're going to have to do is the bit of field where we have existing stuff. We're going to have to take that. We're basically going to have to roller out the field that way. And then that takes us round and up here. So there's quite a big bit of field for us to get and to cover. We're gonna head over this way. But you can see that's our new shaped field. So we now have a fairly odd shaped field, which I like. I prefer my fields to be a little bit of an odd shape. And then over this corner here, where this comes in, we're then going to take the field out here. So I want to start myself at this point because I want it to fairly organically flow outwards. So, yeah, you see, you come out like that. And it just means that the field is just that little bit more of an odd shape. But still works fairly nicely. And then, yeah, we can build it, bring it back in, and meet up with where we started. So that's what we now need to create. That's the field that we're gonna make from this. Now, I don't think our field here needs plowing. I don't think field 33 is in need of plowing. No, it isn't. We are going to have to fully lime the whole thing, but you can now see our new shape of field coming around like this and going down and quite nicely like that. So I'm liking that a lot. You can see actually our grass field here is not too bad. So what we need to do, in fact, it doesn't need ploughing. We are going to have to, as I said, roller the edge here. But the only bits we need to fill in are actually there and there, which is really, really good. The rest we don't need to plough. We can just cultivate, or we can just direct seed. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to get these bits between the fields filled in and done. So that's just a case of ploughing down these sides a bit, and then, as I said, we're going to lime the entire field. Because then that resets the alignment across the whole thing before we actually do our before we actually put crop into our new field. So this is the beginning of our extended farm, and yeah, it should bring us in a whole load of extra money because we're doubling the size of this field. We are going to leave a bit of a grass field because we are planning to have animals. But we are just extending and making the best use of the land we have. Because, yeah, we kind of need to do that in order to be successful in Start From Scratch. You need to use every bit of land that you can. To the point where I'm actually considering going a little bit out here. And rather than having a smooth side here, let's take this field naturally to this point here, like so, and that actually then gives us a bigger amount of space. And I wonder how many times I've just said actually in the last 2 minutes. But this yeah, so this is going to be a massively bigger field. So we're coming to the end of the last bit of grass that disconnects these two fields. So we still have a lot of grass left over there, and of course our seeder is not a direct seeder, so we are going to have to work this field first. What we actually have is a subsoiler to work this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this back and drop this off at our yard. We need to then head down to the shop. We've got to get a roller and just sort of roll out those bits of this field that we no longer want to be part of the field. We need to divide this up a bit. So we'll put this next to our subsoiler. It's very similar. What we do need to do before we do this though is we need to limit this to fields. There we go. And drop this here like so. And then, hopefully, we can get up to the shop before it closes and get ourselves a roller. So back at the shop once again, and thankfully the gates are still open. It is 10 to 5. I think these shops, if I'm right, the opening times I've been told are on the outside of these. Sign. Yeah, till 5. So we need to get this done fairly quickly. There's only 10 minutes before the shop shuts. So let's bring this up. Now we want to look at MISC. So this, restore initial ground state. So that will restore initial ground state. I think that is the only bit we have that does that. So we, again, if we hire this, that will work best. So lease that. And then we can get this back up to our farm and get those bits that we want to to separate our field, get those bits done, and we can always then fine-tune that with the our plough. But what we can do is, yeah, we can set our other tractor going with the subsoiler then, and just sort of reworking the rest of the field, making sure that the whole thing is how we want it. So yeah, let's get this roller back, get the field rolled, and we can go from there. Now there is another way, of course, that I can reset this to the initial ground state, and that, of course, is the landscaping tool. I wanted to do it this way. I wanted to have a go with this this way because it's been a while. I don't think we've done this kind of work since Marwell Manor, so I wanted to reset the initial ground state this way. What we can do, and what I probably will do, is, yeah, oh, this is this thing. The initial ground state round here goes right up to the edge. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this, and we're going to take this issue out. We're going to have to run this the whole way around the field, or round this edge here. And it'd probably be easier, actually. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run that with the landscaping tool. The actual bit here, this will come out of here. So I want that to line up, and then we want to unfold this tool and drop it off. There we go. Then we will pick it up at the back here. Now this is, yeah, this is being a little bit funny. Hopefully it will still connect. There we go. Yeah. And if we pull forward, that should... Now, interestingly enough, that isn't. So this may have been a little bit of an error to do, but you can see here that while that's returning that to grass, it's not taking it away from being a field. So yeah, this actually was not what we were after, which is a pity. I quite wanted to do the roller with this, but yeah, it is doing it on the actual dirt, on where we've ploughed. You can see that it's making it a field, but on this, no, that's not doing what I wanted to do. So we'll move this out of the way. I think we'll return this because it's not overly useful to us. And we'll get on to the landscaping tool instead, which may end up costing us more money. But we need to get this sorted. So it's not this menu here, it's this one here. Landscaping tool, start landscaping, and we want to have grass. So we're going to switch round. We want the grass. There it is. And we're just going to center ourselves on here and just take this. Now, you can see there I've already taken out some bushes I don't want to. So we're going to really minimize this down and then take this along the edge here. Try and keep those bushes. And we'll zoom in a bit. And you can see what we're doing here. We are taking our field to the edge, making sure we keep the grass, and then you can see that it just means that this is no longer field here. Right, we can now increase this and just run this along here like so, like that. And under our tree there means that, again, that then is in our field partition. And just means that we then have field coming out to here. So then we've partitioned our field here. I also want to run this, as I said before, I want to run this around the edge, make sure that we're not... What we've got at the moment is we've got field extending the other side of this hedge, the other side of this fence, which before we found caused us an issue. We did actually end up having an issue with course play on this map, because we couldn't run it round the edge of the field because it was having issues with the actual edge. So running this down here, we did lose a little bit of stuff there. So we're going to be doing, to be perfectly honest, we're going to be landscaping this whole area in the near future anyway. But that should do us, I think. A little bit hard under this here, but yeah, that should do it. So there we go. Our field is separated. I'm just gonna bring this out here like so, so that we just bring that out into the field a bit, and it gives it a little bit of a weird shape, but it's worth it for not including this tree in it. And hopefully that should be pretty good. We are going to reshape this field a little bit more. But you can now see that we should be able to course play and set a custom course play for field 34. So I'm going to drop this off. We will return that because, yeah, no need for that roller. Oh, come on. There we go. Here, garage, leased items. Return the roller. So that was a little bit of a waste of money, but didn't quite do what we wanted to. And then we're going to connect this up to our subsoiler and get this subsoiling in this field. And hopefully then behind it, what we can do is maybe start getting... Well, then we couldn't use our other tractor. What is the requirement for this subsoiler actually? So in our garage, there's our subsoiler. So the requirement for this is actually 150. So what I'm going to do is we don't want to be using this tractor on the subsoiler. Our other tractor only requires 150. Whoop. So we will get that hooked up to it. And get that working. So that is, yes, our Lamborghini here. Start that up. And away we go. Now we've got a front weight here, so I'm going to add that on. Right, so hook our subsoiler up, and we're going to define a course play course. There we are. Now we've got, we'll turn that off, there we go, and head back out. So we're going to pull into here, and we're going to now see what this creates as far as course play goes. So we should be able to detect the current one. But it doesn't seem to be allowing me to do it. Where is... Okay, so we'll do that there, that there. Here we go, course structure. So, calculate current field's edge path. So if we have a look around... Yes, that seems to be good. Is it going around the bottom here? So I have a quick drive around, and you can see it's now following the edge of the course as we have redefined this. Around the edge of the field here. And actually, that is a pretty good course. That really does work. So we're going to save this as the new 33. So let's get that in. 33. Overwrite it. And then we are going to set this up so that we can go... yeah, we want to clear the current course. No, we have course and everything. Now this is where the new generation comes in. And yeah, I need to do this. So, no course loaded. This is... Wow. This is a little bit new. So I've downloaded a new version of Course Play. Not 100% sure how I do generate course on this at the moment. Course generation. There we go. So it's a menu. Actually, it's a new option menu. It's completely changed. So we want field 33 user. We want him starting vehicle starting position, but that's not where we are now. We want it to be over here. Yeah. So course generation completely changed in this version of Course Play. And this is a good place for us to finish. I want it to finish coming towards here because it's quite a sharp corner. So quite useful. So course generation, build current vehicle position, starting direction, automatic, bypass islands, we don't have any, skip rows, no, multiple tools, no, working width is 4 meters, headland, around, I want to do 3 passes. Short edges around. Yeah, we want to head this way and end up here. So that is going clockwise around the field. Start working on up and down rows, head and corners smooth, field center up and down. Yeah. Racetrack spiral. Okay, now up and down we want. So there we go. That's how we're going to go and do it. So generate field course. And there you go. There is our field. Now, I kind of want the starting direction. Yeah, I think we want it to be that. So generate that course. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. That seems to be a good course. I'm liking it going like that. So we will go back. We can see our course. We want to hide the middle bit. Oh, we got... Yeah. Wow. That is all sorts of difficult to see with those new modes. So we can now set this going with the subsoiler. The subsoiler will then sort our field out for us. And it's pretty cracking. I'm really pleased with that. I think, though, looking at this, our course does extend a little bit beyond our field. If we go like that, we've only got one headland. So we are going to have to recreate this course. That's slightly annoying. In fact, that's very annoying. So back here, clear that course. And we're going to regenerate. So I'll regenerate it and I'll get back to the start point. But yeah, we need 3 or 4 headlands in order to get this to work properly. Okay, so I've regenerated my course play course now. And it's nicely set up. And we should be able to just get this started. So there's 3D. We'll take all of that off. We will then go to first waypoint, drive course, and it should head off and just get on with it. Now it seems to have an offset, strangely. So let's bring that up. Where do I have an offset? Yeah, let's stop this. Lift it up. I do not want the such a massive offset on that. There shouldn't be a 2.4 meter offset on that. So set that to 0. Right, and then drive again. And away it goes. So we can just leave this doing this now. And in a bit, hopefully, well, by next time, we should have this field ready for planting. But I think we're probably going to take down some trees while this is doing this and see if we can start configuring field 35. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.